What up, Laker Nation? Here with your boy Kareem. How you guys doing? Wow. Lakers, man, they snuck off with a victory last night. It was close. Cleveland, that big front line was giving the Lakers problems, and they guards with Darius Garland and Colin Sexton, and they had the three big men up front. I like what the coach is doing. I think that's a good hell of a strategy because it will cause problems because you got guys like Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. They shot blockers back there, and they could change things out. You know when you come down that lane. But all praise due to Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony had a great game, and you don't hear much about it. And I don't understand that. If it wasn't for Melo, we was out of here. We would have lost. And if we would have lost, you would have heard so many players, oh, the Lakers, they want to trade. You would have heard the coach getting fired. You would have heard so many different things. But Melo saved the day, and he don't get praised for it. Also, guys like Avery Bradley play a key role that people not talking about also. Avery Bradley, when he got in the game, his defense was giving Darius Garland, Colin Sexton some problems. Them guys was penetrating, throwing lobs and just getting into the lane real easy until the guys got in the game. So Avery Bradley got in the game. But I want to before I get back to Avery Bradley, I want to talk about Carmelo Anthony, and this is what I was trying to explain to you guys about guys when you get with veterans and old guys, old players. When you have older players, when you have a lot, it's scary, it's dangerous because you just don't know how they're gonna play game by game. Older guys, you just don't know when to decline, how much they're gonna decline, and things like that. But and I hear people, and see, I don't want people to get too ahead of themselves. I hear people like, oh, see, Melo is the shit, and he's still good, and he's still a hell of a player, this, that, and the third. He still can play, and he contributes. But the key is to Carmelo Anthony, and this is where people going to have a hard time facing when you deal with veterans and guys like Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony aged well because the type of style of play he has right now. Right now, he's a catch and shoot. He's a good mid-range jump shooter, right? That's the strength of Carmelo Anthony right there. Those two things there. And that's the same thing like Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce would have aged a little bit better, but the difference was Paul Pierce started getting, right after when he playing with the Wizards, he started getting a lot of injuries, and he wasn't in good shape. Melo is in good shape, but his type of game, he aging well on the offensive end. Carmelo Anthony nor Paul Pierce was ever good defenders. So they gonna struggle on that end. But if you bringing them guys into your program, you gotta know automatically you cannot count on them guys for defense. You couldn't even count on them for defense in their prime. It's even gonna be worse now. So when they get killed offensively on defense, you pretty much got to live with that if you need their offense. And that's the thing with guys like Melo, but they age well, or they age well offensively, and that's the thing with them guys there. A good free throw shooter, good mid range, good 3-point shooter, and they could get hot. They've been professional scorers in this league, so that's what you're gonna get when you deal with them type of guys there. And Avery Bradley, like I said, you don't hear anything about that with Avery Bradley and like what he did. But if someone else would have did what Avery Bradley did, it would have been a parade, and you would have heard so much about it, so many videos, so much praise and different things like that. And that's the thing I don't like what these guys do, where they overrate certain people, but then you don't hear a lick for people who the praise it is not fair. So and basically what I'm saying. Like, if you look at, like I said, and this is not like, I'm just like to point things out because I look at it like this. I may have guys on this channel. I know I do have guys on this channel, 18 years old. They still trying to find their way, what they want to do in life. Some people want to be a scout. Some people want to do some type of coaching. They want to do a lot of different things. But a lot of guys do not understand basketball, and they don't look at that. It's like they like a player, and that's end all be all. They look at all the good a player do, and that's all they look at. And when they don't like a player, that's what they look at. And the difference is when Avery Bradley, let me talk about Avery Bradley. When he had that good game one, when he came in for 8 minutes and he played well. Then the next night he didn't play well, and you start hearing so many different negative things. Oh, this guy here, get him out of there, and get him out of there, and things like that. But let me explain this to you. Avery Bradley is a low-end role player. You can't expect consistency from low-end role players. So you can't be singing a praise and then hating them the next game when they don't play well. The same way, like Melo. Melo right now is not, due to his age. Due to his age, he's not considered a high-end role player. Melo is like, I ain't gonna call him no low-end role player, but Melo is more like a mid role player, mid-tier role player, because guys like Melo, you already know he's gonna be a liability on the defensive end, and on offensive side, he's gonna have some good nights, and he's not gonna have some good nights. So you always have to look at things in a whole. Out of 82 games, like you said, I said the best two players in the league is Giannis and KD. Now nobody gonna have 82 good games. It's not happening. Now guys like Giannis and KD, they may have, let's say, like 90% or 88% of good games, right? So that's superstar level. They 88-90% of their games, they're gonna play good, and they're gonna have some bad games. 82 games in a year. Then you have some guys just gonna be like above average. Have played like have 67, 8% of good game, maybe 70% good games throughout this year. Then you have like the role players who have like 50% good games. Like half their games be real good, half they don't. That's why they role players, and that's just what it is. And you have to understand basketball, and this is what you expect. That's why you can't call for guys' jobs so early and say, oh, these guys, oh, he a bum, he this, he that, game by game. Ken Bazemore is a low-end role player. He's starting because of the circumstance. But I hear him get battered and killed by Laker fans all the time. When the Lakers signed Ken Bazemore, and when I did my top 10 rotation, I didn't have Bazemore up there. I didn't even have him playing in the rotation. It's because I know what type of skill set and what he bring, and I knew he wasn't that, and the guys who I had in front of him, he wasn't better than. I had my starting lineup, what I had all year. I said DeAndre Jordan. This was all Laker players available. I said DeAndre Jordan, AD, Braun. I picked Malik Monk in the starting lineup, and Russ. And I said the backup. I said my backups was I said Kendrick Nunn, THT, Trevor Ariza, Carmelo Anthony, and I said Dwight Howard. Then I said, they probably may interchange Wayne Ellington and Ariza, depend on how it is. I had Bazemore low on my pecking order. And that's what he is. I understand what Bazemore is. So when he give us, he give us. I'm not gonna praise his say he this and that. I'm gonna call it how I see it. So that's what I try to explain to guys. Guys have to understand who guys is. Don't make them more than what they is. That's why the comment when even somebody after the preseason ended and someone made a comment, oh, who gonna be better in 3 years, THT or Austin Reeves? I thought it was a silly comment because Austin Reeves didn't do anything to even at this point in his career to even get compared to THT at that point. Like when you can't just give guys accolades just because. Now who's to say now? Let's say Austin Reeves may turn out to be a all-star. That don't make me wrong for saying what I'm saying now. The point I'm making is, what did you see in him to even compare him at the THT put in work? THT is bigger, stronger, faster, more athletic, great ball handler. Show already some passing skills. His jump shot not all the way there now. Could get to the basket. He showed already some things he can do. Not saying he's no all-star or anything like that, but Austin Reeves didn't show, and it's not like he was dropping 20-something in the preseason to be like, whoa, he was just playing. Then preseason, and then you watch the game, they don't even guard him. See, this is the point I'm trying to make. If you watch the game yesterday, and even the game I point out to you, every game I watch, they don't even guard this man. I saw play Ricky Rubio, and not only just Ricky Rubio, Garland, whoever was guarding them was playing in the backside, waiting for look for the double team when Braun or Russ, whoever had to get a ball, was looking to help them come through the lane. Wasn't even guarding him. He's in the corner all by himself, wide open. So let me tell you something. I go by your peers. When your peers respect you. When I hear a peer say something about you, it means something. When Kawhi Leonard don't really talk about nothing. When he even mentioned and said how old, he asked THT how old he was, and he said, raved about THT, said this guy gonna be good. This Kawhi Leonard. And THT was guarding Kawhi Leonard, and THT is 20. And Austin Reeves is 3 years older than him. And for Kawhi to say that right there made me more like, wow, THT must be something, because I was like, okay, THT, I gave him his time, and see. But when Kawhi said it, and then who else? Somebody else said it too. I don't want to be thinking about why I'm doing this video, bust my brain who the other person was. But when you respected by your peers, it's a whole nother level. Then if I hear peers say something, and then I'd be like, okay, cool. You see what I'm saying? I say that to say this. Like Kobe Bryant. When Kobe Bryant caught that, when he had the rape allegations against him, and Kobe Bryant didn't care nothing what the media was saying about him. When he had some of his peers start making little statements, it bothered him more than anything. More than anything, when his peers start saying little stuff. Same with Magic Johnson. When his peers start coming up and saying little things against him. Your peers is everything. I play ball. I know how that is. If I play against a player and he say, yo, I'm garbage, compared to a guy that's in the stands watching and say I'm garbage, I'm going to feel more with the guy that I'm playing against saying it. So when you guys listen to me talk, please listen to open mind, and don't go by if you like a player, you don't like a player. Just be an open mind and listen to the information I'm giving you guys, because I have a lot of experience for one playing, and me being around the game, and me understanding the game, and me talking to a lot of guys that been in the league for years, that I've been in the league for a long time, that guys I talk to, and guys that's I talk to a lot of different guys. You know what I mean? All over. I talk basketball, but that's when you know. And like you had guys like Ruben Patterson, Tony Allen, Bruce Bowen. You hear time again the peers say how good defender these guys is. Oh, what? These guys defended it. Tony Allen's name get brought up all the time, right? Avery Bradley name got brought up all the time when he was in his prime with the Celtics, even with Detroit. They talk about his defense, coaches and stuff. Everybody talk about Avery Bradley defense, right? So when, like I said, this is not a knock against Alex Caruso. He's not even here, but I'm referencing Alex Caruso, right? And if you always listen, I've always been consistent with what I said about Caruso. I never really talk negative about him. I just defend my stand when people overrate him. And I had to come back and say, hey guys, this is what it is. Now, people was making like he's some all-world defender, right? He's a great defender. And I said, no, he's not. I said, he hustled, and he has like a kind of awareness. He has good IQ with to be at with a ball. He do have that. He hustled, and he pretty smart, right? That's what he is. He's nothing. It was nothing on offense, right? And that's how I called it. He's nothing on offense, but defensively, he hustled, and he good at that. But I never say he don't play defense. Playing defense and being a good defender, a great defender, is two different things. Now, you got guys who, like even Carmelo, George Karl was pissed off. Carmelo never even gave effort, even tried to even play defense. He didn't play defense. Then you got guys who play defense, but that don't mean they're good defenders, right? They try the best of their abilities, but they just make it beat like that. Now, I pointed out plenty of times last year when I was doing this thing, how you could see guys off one dribble beat Alex Caruso was all the time. They's beating them. Damian Lillard beat him off the dribble. CJ McCullough beating them off the dribble. Guys off one dribble. If you get beat off one dribble, you can't tell me you're good. And these not like you dealing with Kyrie Irving hit you with like 3 or 4 different dribbles. He was getting beat off one dribble and they passed him. So you constantly I've seen this. So you cannot tell me he's a good defender. But I never knocked Alex Caruso. He played hard, but it just bothered me when they said, "Oh, he did see that." And then I I saw KCP gave people more of a problem defensively. Than Alex Caruso, but they called KCP all type of dummies, this, that, and the third, disrespecting them, and they didn't call it fair because they didn't like him. I'm not gonna do that to a player if I don't like them, just to knock them. But I'm gonna defend stuff when I see it. Now, like I said, Austin Reeves. Now, like I said, I'm talking about high-end role players. You know who's a high-end role player right now? Come off the bench, Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero is good. He get respected, and these guys. You watch Miami Heat play. If Kyle Lowry got the ball, you're not gonna see Tyler Hero, worrying about Tyler Hero and leave him wide open and trying to jam and worry about Kyle Lowry or Jimmy Butler beating them and they looking to help. They stand at home with Tyler Hero. He's a high-end role player, meaning he going to be good most of the time. You have to expect that. Now, when he's not good most of the time, and then you say, hey, he's not having a good year. Because he's a high-end role player. You got high-end role players, mid-tier, and then low-end role players. The low-end tier role players, guys like Bazemore and them, wherever they give you, they give you. You got to be happy. If they are positive that night, you have to be happy. If they not, you can't get mad and say it's the end of the world with them guys. Then you got the mid-tier role players who guys going to you may look for a little more to them to do. Then you got the high-end role players who you look for them to perform. You look for them to perform. Like these guys is threat. Like I said, you'll never see them leave Tyler Hero open like that. He's a good player. You see what I'm saying? And that's the point I'm trying to make. And like I said, this wasn't a knock. And I see guys all the time. Austin Reeves, the point I'm making is he didn't even make his bone. Nobody even know him. He's not respected like that. I'm not. Yeah, to me, it look like he can shoot. He can shoot, but they don't believe in him yet. The guys who guard him, like, okay, I know you're a good outside shooter, but you're going to have to prove it to me. Let me see you make it. Let me see how you make it in a high in level game. And they challenge him. So they're going to leave him open. He's going to have to make it. But that don't make, oh, he's a good player because he can shoot. He's supposed to make it, if he shoot. If he's a good shooter. He's a good shooter to me. But when the guy defend them, how they respond. See, this where the guys don't tell you. And this where, if you guys want to be a scout, if you young guys and y'all in school and y'all into this basketball, y'all scout, when you scouting players, you can't just scout player, because you see him make, you see Melo made a three when a guy in his face. He pump faked the guy in him. Good defense, he made it. We see Kevin Durant make it with guys all in him. Like PJ Tucker was all in Kevin Durant. Played good all in his face. He makes it like nothing you can do about it. That's shot makers. Right? If you're scouting. Now if you scouting a guy or he can make wide open shots when nobody defending him, but when he had defense in his face, now you have to be like, like, is he that guy? Now, it was a sequence in the game where, if you guys go back and watch, when Austin Reeves shot the air ball. Now they defended him. They was on him, defending him. He fumbling. He shot the air ball. Now, that's the play I'm making. Now, if you that good, you should be able to score when somebody on you. Not on, you know what I'm saying? You should be able to score when a guy on you, or be able to create your own shot when you good. I'm not saying he's not going to be good. I don't know. But the point I make, I just hate when it's, he should be starting. He should be doing this. He can't play the defense Babe Moore get. Yeah, he tried. Like sometimes he be in the right place. He trying and stuff like that. But when the scouting report and stuff get on him, like, okay, this is what he got. Oh, you could play him like this. It's different. And this video is not for me getting down on Alex Caruso, getting down on Austin Reeves. This video to show that Melo saved us. You don't hear the big hoopla. Avery Bradley played the major part. You don't hear hoopla. But if Reeves would have did it, it would have been a big deal. And I think it's not fair, and I don't think it's right. And people don't call stuff how they see it. They ignore it. But when somebody else do it, it could be the littlest thing, and it get its praises. So, and someone said to me, Kareem, Alex Caruso averaged 3 steals, and you talk about he's not a good defender. Now, let me break this down. This because you add, number one, we all know that 3 steals not going to uphold throughout the whole season. Let's know that. Now, he may average 1.5 steals. Yes, I believe he'd do that, right? And he playing well with Chicago. He is. He playing well, right? But this is what I'm going to have to explain to you guys. Just because a guy gets steals, that don't mean he's a great defender. That don't mean anything. And I'm gonna prove the point right now. People don't realize Steph Curry averaged career-wise almost 2 steals 2 steals a game. And we all look at Steph as a weak defender. He don't even guard his position. Klay bails him out time, and we look at Klay as a good defender. We say, okay, Klay Thompson's a good defender, right? Steph averaged more steals than Klay. Every year, he averaged more steals than Klay. But we say Klay is a good defender. When the Lakers played Portland, when Golden State played Portland, Steph don't guard Dame. When any tough defender at that guard position, Steph gonna guard the weaker one and Klay guard the tougher defender. But you look at the box score, you may see Steph with 4 steals. And you may see Klay with no steals and maybe 1. Steals don't mean you a good defender. We all say Steph is a weak defender, but Steph average career like almost 2 steals a game. So don't come at me. Learn basketball when you sit there and say, look, and you brought stats. And you circle and say, Alex Caruso lead the league in steals, and he averaged 3 steals, and you said he's not a good defender. He's not a good one-on-one defender. He played defense. He hustled. I wouldn't have a problem with him as a coach. I would say, hey, good, but I'm not going to sit there and say he's a great defender like that. Because he's a great defender like that we would have been putting them on the toughest of guys. When we had Avery Bradley during that run, Avery Bradley always guarded the tougher guys. We looked at Avery Bradley, sick him. We didn't do that with Alex Caruso like that. We never did Alex Caruso like that. Like, oh, okay, Dame, throw him on Dame. There's times I didn't even see him guard Dame. He didn't even guard Dame. We had KCP on Dame. You know, so that goes to show who's the better defender. Because if you have to pick between Dame and CJ, who's the better scorer? Dame. So whoever you put in your backcourt on Dame to go to show who you recognize as the better defender. We always saw KCP on Dame. We saw Avery Bradley on Dame. You know, I saw Dame off one dribble. Dame shoots a lot of jump shots. I saw him every time we got Caruso on him, he went to the basket. And that's what I pointed out last year. And you guys was like, yo, Kareem, you're right. That's when my channel started going up because they see, like, I knew what I was talking about. Dame don't drive to the basket, but every time he had Caruso, he was going to the basket off one dribble, beating him. So they're like, oh, shit, you're right. I am right. And I never heard his peers, Dame or anybody. I don't care, Jamal Murray, anybody. I don't have to be nobody that level. It could be a lower level player. Jordan Clarkson, be anybody. I never heard anybody say, oh, Alex Caruso's a great defender. But you heard Kawhi speak highly of THT as he's a good basketball player. We heard, he said, how old is this kid? Damn, you good. You're going to be good. And Kawhi don't talk. For Kawhi to say that meant a lot. Always remember your peers. And anything you do, anything. Let's say broadcasting. Like I said, them guys are announcers. Like the Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith wouldn't care what one of us say. Oh, he's a trash analyst or whatever he is. But someone his peers say it means more. Like coaching. You know, when Mark Jackson on there, he coached before. If he say something negative towards a coach, they're going to feel it more. Or him or Jeff Van Gundy, if Jeff Van Gundy say something negative towards a guy like when like for instance, when people was talking negative about Buzenholzer. Oh, he getting fired, he this and that. Jeff Van Gundy stood up and said he's a good coach, he this, that, and the third. But if let's say if Reggie Miller was saying, oh, Buzenholzer need to go. And let's say Jeff Van Gundy say he's a great coach. That means more what Jeff Van Gundy saying more than what Reggie Miller saying. What Reggie Miller saying is like, Buzenholzer look at it, all right, Reggie Miller know what the hell he talking about. Jeff Van Gundy said it gives him more praise. And let's say if Reggie Miller was praising Buzenholzer and Jeff Van Gundy down to him, it would bother him more. And that's the point I'm trying to make. That's in anything. Whatever field you in, your peers say something about you is good, it makes you feel better. If they say something negative, it hit them harder than someone else. Like I said, we haven't seen that. And we see players all the time say these things about other players. Oh, this player good, this player that. Like when Lou Williams said about Jamario, the guy Jamario, I always forget this guy's name. But y'all know what I'm talking about. Lou Williams, he's on a podcast. He said this guy could play defense. See that, and Lou Williams said the guy was on his ass. The Lakers cut him. That's all I'm saying. It's not a knock against these guys. You know what I mean? Caruso playing well with Chicago. I wish him luck. Austin Reeves, he out there. He's trying. He's trying. See, this is my thing. He's trying. He doing what he had to do. He probably beating out expectations. People ain't thought nothing of him, but he doing that. But let's just say, call it what it is. Don't try to make it like, oh, he should be a starter. Oh, who gonna be better in 3 years between Austin Reeves or THT? He didn't even get to that point yet. Let's not let somebody earn that. This was after the preseason game. It's not like he was dropping 20, dropping 18 and was killing. He would 5-6 points. And you comparing the THT at you we seen THT put in work? Like you wouldn't want nobody. And how you think a guy like THT would feel? Like right now, THT would look at you and you say, how the hell you comparing this guy to me? It's not like he was the number one pick or a lottery, like he was a lottery pick and you comparing him like, okay, who better between THT or James Bouknight? Now, James Bouknight did put his work in college and he was a lottery pick. He'd be okay, cool. But this guy ain't even get drafted. You know what I mean? And it's like, what? Like, you comparing to me, he feel disrespected. Let the guy put in some work and then let's do this. That's all I'm saying, guys. Let somebody put in the work. Let them earn that right to be in discussion. Who gonna be better? The Lakers just gave this man 3-year, $30 million contract. 3-year, $30 million contract. And he's playing limited. I mean, and the way Vogel used him was horrible. Because you play him 20 minutes one night, then give him 13 minutes next night, then you play him 18 minutes next night, then you play him 9 minutes next night. A guy can't get in the rhythm. And he still played well even doing that. So let a guy earn it. That's all I'm saying. Don't just start throwing up, oh, who's going to be better? That's just crazy. Don't do that. Let him earn that and then say, okay, cool. Because he didn't do nothing in the how much he averaged in the preseason? Like 5-6 points? So that 5 or 6 points where preseason didn't mean nothing. The Lakers is horrible, and Lakers didn't care. They went 0-6. It was really nothing. And right after the start of the season, you say who better between in 3 years? What did you see in him? Like I said, guys don't even guard this man. They're not even defending him. And we saw somebody, and it's not like it was a lockdown defender on him. Look at the game with the time. If you go back to the game with the air ball, he couldn't even do nothing. With some defense on him, he can't do. I didn't see where he could get his own shot. Like so that's, and there's no scouting report on him. Nobody even when the team's playing him, he's not even mentioned. So let's not do that to a guy. And we know THT is mentioned because we saw in the playoffs they had the game plan when THT go to the basket, they was crowding him. So Phoenix respected THT because they had the game plan, and you could tell. So when he touched the ball, you could start seeing defenders shift, like, oh, he's going to drive to that basket. And he's effective when he drives to the basket. So they start crowding that lane when he was going to that basket. That's what I'm saying. Let's just talk basketball, guys. You know what I mean? Your boy Kareem. Like I just keep it real with you guys. Like and subscribe, man. If you want to have any knowledge of the game and want to learn the game, or want to talk basketball, and you want to learn basketball, this is the channel for you. Because I'm not, there's no biasness in me. I call it how it is. I'm well-rounded on all 30 teams. If you want to ask me a question about any player in the league, or any team, and what's wrong with that team, I could give a breakdown what's wrong with the team and how I think the team could get better. If that's your favorite team and you feel, okay, what moves we need to make or where we struggling at, it's not just the Lakers, but if you want to know, like, damn, do our coach, you think we got the right coach, or do what you think we're going to need, how long it may take, any opinion, I'm the guy for you. I watch basketball different the way guys watch basketball. That's just point blank, period. Some guys just watch it, they fanboys. They only see good when what a guy doing. If they like the player, when he's struggling, they won't say, oh, it's everybody else. Like, you know, that's the thing where I always had problems with, like, a lot of guys who like LeBron James. Like, when the Lakers lose, or even when Cleveland was losing, or Miami, it's always somebody's fault. I never heard one ever say anything negative. Oh, never his fault. Guys who like LeBron James. See, and that's the problem where you go wrong at. You got to call it how it is. You like a player, it's all right. He's not going to have 82 good games. If in the playoffs, nobody never going to have a good whole player. You're going to struggle. It's all right. It's all right. We human. You know, this is going to happen. But when you start making idiotic every time it's something, LeBron shoot 7 for 25, and the Lakers lose, and he had 5-6 turnovers. Oh yeah, but he was throwing the ball over because every time he passed to this guy, he was missing, and he couldn't do nothing, and they was double teaming him, and this and that. No, he had a bad game. It's all right. He had a bad game. Okay, cool. On to the next game. Don't start putting blame. Oh, he did it. Oh, it's because of this. Oh, he playing with a trash team. Oh, this and that. But they won 70 games, 60 games this year. but his team is trash. And the team average, his team averaged 109 points a game, and he averaged 26. So where the rest of the points coming from? Like, let's not do that. Like, subscribe, hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment. This is real basketball talk here, and this is what I like to do. Peace.